How does a car-free velonaut in central Illinois get her velomobile serviced? I bought Frosty the Mango used in 2015, and I've since put over 10,000 miles on her. I manage basic maintenance, like tire changes, although not enough to keep 2 of her tires from splitting at the seams this year. But bigger repairs are beyond my skill set. As Frosty got more and more rattly and felt less and less roadworthy, I had to figure out how to get her properly repaired. Fortunately, Nicholas Hine created the Northern Lights Velomobile Club on Facebook for Midwestern velonauts like me. I met him and Larry Ploetz last year, and after my pleas for help this winter, they made a plan to pick up Frosty and repair her in Wisconsin. Larry ended up doing most of the work, and I got him to say a little about it when he returned Frosty last month.
My name is Larry Ploetz. I was first introduced to velomobiles through a bench rider member, Fred.U in Florida, and I bought my first velomobile from Fred and my 9th velomobile from Fred. So,
Let's get the cat out of the way here.
I enjoy recumbent riding, and it turns out I enjoy fixing up velomobiles because I tend not to buy new ones. So here's some of the pieces that were replaced on Nina's velomobile. Had to replace the brake cables because these brake cables became frayed when they rubbed against a steering bolt.
Oh, wow. Yep.
Next, the wheel bearings were probably not original to Nina's velomobile, and some were a little crunchy, some crunchier than others. Here was one that apparently did not have a shield on it, and you can feel the roughness of it. This is probably a religious topic for some people. Do you go with a shielded bearing, or do you go with a sealed bearing? Because of the way, the nature that the velomobiles are put together, every one I've had has had a shielded bearing. And the shielded bearings are nice because they have less rolling resistance. They may be more subject, so this is a metal shield here, so it's less resistance to spin, whereas the other type of bearing that's got the rubber on it is prevents dirt from getting inside the bearing as long as the
shield is on.
Shield is on.
See that.
But the velomobiles, one side on the front wheels is protected interior by the brake. Then there's a spacer, and the other side is typically protected by a dust cap and a either the cloth covering on the wheel. So they really don't get that dirty, but those were replaced. And here are some extra spokes. This is a little bit of extra 8-speed chain. The Mango Velomobile has 2 chains. In this case, one's a 10-speed. The final drive is an 8-speed chain because there's no shifting on it, and the 8-speed chains have typically a stronger side plate. Here's the old chain. The wear on this chain that we replaced for the final drive could not be measured as it stretched beyond the number 1 on the park chain tool. And here's a wonderful 6-volt horn. And you can tell by this script here, this is designed specifically for a Mango 6-volt system. And maybe one of the if anyone sees this, can explain how this could possibly be a power side idler. I think there's was at one time 9 teeth on this. One side is definitely higher than the other. At some point in the life of this velomobile, I think this was bigger, and it also cut into the seat, which is actually 2 out of 3 Mangos now that I've worked on has had a seat cut apart by the power side idler. And this was also repaired on Nina's velomobile. The Wizard's Mango.
Oh, really? That was in Doug Davis's Mango?
Yes.
Awesome.
And that's what cut through his seat.
But it's not going to cut through my seat, right?
No, there's at least this much of a gap or more. So when you move the seat, any type of seat adjustments, I do like, I sit in there and then put a piece of cardboard underneath and make sure that there's no contact with this. The another main change here is that there is now a chain keeper on the correct side, the bottom side, and this chain keeper is preventing this chain tube from getting caught between the derailleur, between the idler and this backbone piece here. It had caught, which was actually giving you two points of friction in your pedaling. So one was this idler was rubbing against the chain tube, and the return chain was going through an ovalized gap in the chain tube. So you had restrictions going both ways. As velomobiles pass from owner to owner, there are some unique fixes that are there. This happened to be a chain tube retention thing that is actually a bent spoke. So this was attached to the same bolt the power side idler was on and extended out to a zip tie on a chain tube. This is not my preferred mechanism. I will show Nina what I did, which is a simple zip tie, in this case, on the front of the Mango seat that retains the chain tube and keeps it away from your power side idler.
Okay, I'm gonna put on some cleated shoes and try the refurbished Mango. Yeah, I like the stiffer steering column. Yeah, I did 10,000 miles without a working horn. Woo! Now I have a horn. I find that if I use the bell, it's calming to cyclists, right? It's like saying, I am a bicyclist. Nice.